I'm Vasel, and welcome to the Origins Summer Preview. I'm here with Cynthia and Steven from Stronghold Games, and we are looking at a game of action and adventure and swords and... Oh, actually...
It's, you know what this is? This is farming in the Mediterranean, Tom. Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
I am thrilled.
You love trading in the Mediterranean. I had to bring you farming in the Mediterranean.
All right, well, before we go too far down that tunnel, I actually am fascinated by this game because it looks like there's tiles that slide into slots.
There is.
And give you kind of special abilities and things.
You got it. So let me give you the thematics about it. So you are farming on the island of Mallorca, Spain. So it's farming in the Mediterranean, and you're trying to create the grand estate, La Granja or La Granja if you're American and dumb. So you're trying to create La Granja as the great estate there. You like that? The board, and I'm going to let Cynthia do almost all of this, but the player board is the coolest thing ever. You can see, maybe you can't, so I don't know if the camera's picking it up. There are slots and cuts.
See better.
There are slots and cuts in the various portions of the board, and cards are going to be, they're multi-use cards. There's a top portion and two sides and a center portion. So if you take a card and play it here, it's going to be a worker, and it's going to give you a special power. If you play it on this side of the board, which when it's facing you, it's that side, you're going to have a fields of your farm. On this side, it's farm extensions, and on here, it's the market barrows, where I think you can get resources to the market.
You get resources and victory points.
Great.
As in most Euros, victory points are king, and you get... I have to say, this is a fantastic player aid. On this side, it tells you all the places you can get your victory points. And on this side, it literally takes you through a picture step by step of every round of the turn and round of the game. And it's broken down into 4 different places. So you start by placing your cards, and where you place them counts. And only expanding your farm costs money or resources. It costs unique goods. You get extra victory points on the craft burrows, and you get these special bonus tiles when you complete one of these craft burrows. And there's a slot for every player, so as soon as they come to the end, if you're the first one to do it, you get the victory point, and you unlock a next burrow, and you get a victory point.
So is this like a communal farm here everyone's working on?
And then the center is like the big market. So once you complete one of your craft burrow cards up here, you then get to place a new stand in the farm and get extra victory points by kicking other people out of the grand marketplace.
Ooh, I like kicking other people out.
Absolutely do.
And the more people you can kick out, the more victory points you get for it. And it not only do you get to take the actions from your cards, but there's dice rolled, and everybody gets 2 actions based on what dice are rolled, and then everybody gets the last one, because there's 2 dice which go on these handy dandy little spots on your board. And then there's 1 extra dice, and everybody gets that last action.
Oh, so we're basically drafting dice in a sense to take an action?
Action selections.
Absolutely. And you go through. So that's a little bit different. And then you also have this nice siesta track, which how much of a break do you want to take?
Right now.
Determines victory points and turn order. And you get siesta. You get the siesta based on a few different actions in the game, but also to make your deliveries to your craft burrows and the craft market, you have to have a donkey to put them on. And everybody has 4 donkey tiles, and each round you choose 1 donkey. And you get down to where you have 2 to choose from. On the beginning of the 4th round, you get them back.
Game lasts for 6 rounds. We found that every time we've taught the game, especially BGG Fan, which I first had a few copies there too, after 2 rounds, you get it. It's a mid-weight Euro. Really streamlined. People have been playing, they kind of think it's very Stefan Feldian. Lots of different ways to score your victory points and things like that. So really good, approachable midweight Euro. It's got some really nice decisions that you have to make during the game.
It takes about how long?
This is a 60 to 90. Actually, it's 60 to 120 depending on players.
And you can play it solo?
You can play it solo even.
It has a really nice solo mechanic where it's in the instructions even as telling you how to play it solo. It's a great way to pick up on some of the mechanics, and I learned it solo, so I actually liked the instructions on the solo play.
Now, what would you mentioned Feld, is this, you would compare it to his games like that? Is there games that you would compare it to? Like, say, if you like this, then you would like La Granja.
I think that would be a pretty good comparison in general, because there's the way that there's many ways to score, the point salad as some people call it. I would compare it a little bit to Glory to Rome, the way the cards are used. So that's obviously a very different kind of game, but the card play is very similar to that. I think there's a lot of interesting new things here too. So this player board is brilliant, I think. So it's going to be a different niche, I think.
All right, you've sold me. How can I get this?
This game also is not available yet in stores. We have them here at Origins, getting close to selling out, not quite yet. It'll be out on the street July 22nd, right before Gen Con. So we'll have more copies at Gen Con.
All righty, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. You've been watching the Origins Summer Preview with the Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.